Hey, welcome back to another edition of Five Questions with Paulist Fathers. And today we're going to go up to the Paulist vacation home at Lake George, New York. And up at Lake George, probably for the last time in the United States, we'll get to talk to Father Matt Berrios, who's headed off to Rome soon. So it's a Wheels Up Monday, I think, right? We're recording this on a Saturday, so.
Yeah, Wheels Up Monday, and I arrive on Tuesday. So I'm excited, but I'm happy to be up here to spend a little more time with the brothers before I go.
Yeah, so thanks for taking some time in the more cash atmosphere up at Lake George. And hey, what's the one thing that you think that you're really going to miss, or the thing that you're going to miss the most, I guess, about the United States once you head to Rome?
Oh, let's see. What am I going to miss the most? Well, I guess just kind of really offhand, I would say peanut butter. But
Yeah.
just because they don't really have it there, it's not an Italian thing.
Right.
They don't appreciate that. It's more of an American thing. But most of all, I'll miss the people that I got to know at my first assignment at St. Paul's in New York City.
Sure.
The parishioners there, the people that I've gotten the chance to minister with. It breaks my heart a little bit to have to, leave after really getting to know so many wonderful people. But, I think this is a good next step. And I'm hopefully, this is where God is leading me, and God will bring to completion the work that he has in mind.
Yeah, St. Paul's was my home parish for a long time. It's where I got married, actually. So I understand that you'll miss those folks very much. I miss them too, where I am now. And hey, speaking of peanut butter and food, what was your favorite comfort food during the pandemic?
Oh, favorite comfort
Question
food.
two.
Well, yes. I would say, since it was the winter months when the pandemic and the quarantine started in New York back in March, basically, I just retreated into the nice warm memories of Midwestern comfort food. So, hot dishes, macaroni and cheese. There was definitely a lot of macaroni and cheese involved there that, just gave me the emotional warm and fuzzies. Yeah, you hope for from comfort food. So
I don't think I ever had mac and cheese until I went to college, believe it or not. It was not a thing in my parents' house.
I'm shocked, Mike. I'm
Yeah,
shocked.
I was too after, seeing, and one of my friends was making it one night and she was like, does anybody want to split this with me? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, what is this deliciousness that I've never had before?
And your eyes were opened.
Yes, and I could see clearly. 30
Amen.
pounds later. And so, Father Matt, you're headed off to Rome to study. What's the course of study going to be for you there? And how do you think that'll help the church and the Paulists in the long run?
Yeah, so I'm going to be enrolling, and school begins in October over there, but I'll be enrolling in the what we call the licentiate level. So it's the master's level leading into the doctoral level of the Pontifical Oriental Institute, which is part of the Jesuit consortium there in Rome. And so it's a school dedicated to the study of Eastern Christianity, Eastern Christian literature, culture, liturgy, theology, just the whole culture, the whole reality of it. And so, especially for a lot of us Roman Catholics who might not have grown up around Eastern Christians, because I know growing up in Grand Rapids, we had, a couple of Eastern Orthodox churches, but definitely no Eastern Catholic churches. It's an important reality for a lot of us Roman Catholics to have a good grip on, because it's just as genuine of a part of our faith tradition as the Roman, as the one that most of us have grown up in, and it really enriches us. And beyond that, it's something that we've committed to as Paulists, ecumenical dialogue, and it's also something that the Church is committed to since Vatican II with Unitatis Redintegratio, the decree on Ecumenism. That, incidentally, one of our, Paulists, God rest his soul, Tom Stransky, was involved with writing. Father Tom, the man, the myth, the legend.
Absolutely. I used to love talking to him in my office.
He loved talking to people about those days. And because of that, he really inspired me and a number of other guys to walk in his footsteps with that interest. So. Very
nice. So, yeah, I know you and Father Ron Roberson down in D.C., who's worked for the bishops for a long time. A lot of folks in Paulists have certainly been experts in that area. So thanks for carrying on that tradition.
Oh, it's a joy and a pleasure.
And hey, I know music is one of your passions, and I've seen you jamming out with the Isaac Tones a little bit with Father Eric. And so,
oh my!
What's been on your pandemic playlist? And by that I mean not only just listening, but maybe also playing.
Okay, well, the two are pretty related. I was getting really into a lot of, um, early bebop music, so Charlie Parker,
Mm.
early Miles Davis, but then also, because I'm a guitarist, some of the guitarists like Joe Pass, Herb Ellis, people like that. And playing wise, actually, it's pretty much reflected in that. I listen what I like and I play what I listen to. So,
There you go. Learn by ear, right?
oh yeah. Well, for jazz, it's the best way.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, that's awesome. And so when you get to Italy, I know the first thing that you're going to have to do is quarantine for 14 days, right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
And then once that lifts, what's the first thing that you want to do once you get to Rome itself?
Oh, go to a museum, I think. There are so many museums because there are no tourists right now because of the pandemic. They're all practically empty. And so you don't have to fight your way, tooth and nail just to see some of the works of arts that, are part of the Italian patrimony.
Right. I've
So
had
Vatican Museum, I think, is on the top of the list.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. I've had friends who've lived near museums in both France and Italy, and they just kind of will take people and just rush right in, and they'll be like, lines are for tourists. We don't do that. We live
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
But you're not
So
going
I'm
to
looking forward to that.
either way. Yeah.
No, not at all.
That sounds good. So, hey, when you get to Rome and you've been around for a little while, let's do this again, and maybe we'll find out what was the thing that you missed the most, and what was the first
I'm
thing
sure
you did.
the impression might be a little different then than now. And
Yeah, exactly. Hindsight's always 20/20, right? So, Father Matt, thanks for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your vacation and the limited time you have left here in the United
Mike.
States. And fly safe, stay safe, and keep us in your prayers as we keep you in ours.
Absolutely.
And so I'm Mike Hayes. This is another episode of Five Questions with the Paulist Fathers, Father Matt Berrios. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you all later.